Further reflections, folks, on last night's debacle at, well, it used to be called the City Ground, is it still? I think it used to be called that, the Nottingham Forest Ground there, on the Forest United game. Again, I'm taking the United side of things because obviously I'm a United fan. But I'm reading more and more today about Ten Hag and how he's saying things will improve when a lot of his players come back. And I don't doubt they will. We're missing lots of players. We've had an horrendous time with injuries, probably worse than anyone else in the Premier League. That's without question. But what I liked about Ten Hag through all this misfortune, because all it has been misfortune the last few weeks, it's been awful, it's been up and down, more down than up, is he's never really blamed the injuries. Now I think, with his back really, really, really to the wall, and again after us seeing a false dawn against Villa, and then going absolutely pear-shaped last night and reverting back to type, he now plays the injury card. And I don't think he can do it. I also heard him say, look, we are struggling against these bottom teams, yet we can beat any of the top teams. Well, we've seen graphics over the last 2 years about how we've gone in against top 6 teams. It's been horrendous. Yeah, we might draw against the odd one, e.g. Liverpool the other day, but we were by far the worst team. You know, we set out our stall to try and get a draw and hopefully maybe pinch a win, but get a draw. We didn't want to let 7 more goals in, and rightly so, I suppose. Villa had made top 6, we'd just beaten Villa. But for 45 minutes of the game, we never looked like we were going to. Second half, we on a formula. It's a fantastic formula. Said it last night after the match ended. It's a great idea. Everybody work really hard. Everybody run hard and don't stop running. Press as a collective. And when you win the ball, put your head up and pass to someone in a forward position. Fantastic, isn't it? It's great. It's not a new idea. Your Manchester Cities and your Liverpools have been doing it for 4 or 5 years. Weirdly, they keep winning things. But I thought, well, when they did it against Villa, they'd know that that's what they needed to do. It's not rocket science. And I thought Ten Hag wouldn't even have to make them do that. I thought, as players, hopefully reasonably savvy and reasonably knowledgeable, they'd see a winning formula and think, well, if we keep hitting on that, we've got a chance here. That's what I hoped. It wasn't what I expected. I was like Redknapp mentioned, was it Jamie Redknapp and Neville yesterday? They both said, to be honest with you, if you put a gun to my head as we came to this ground, I didn't expect United to win, and I was the same. My lad did, but I didn't. As I said to my lad, if we play like we did second half against Villa, we'll win and we'll win well. I said, but I don't see us doing it. I really don't. You know, like I mentioned about Rashford, has he had that shirt washed this year? As I said, I don't think he sweated in it or got any mud on it or anything. On 350 grand per week, he should be ashamed of himself. He should come off that pitch after every game absolutely knackered. And I mean knackered. He should have run his blood to water. He should have, honestly, that's what he should be doing. Because there's people out there on £400 and £500 a week, and that isn't a lot in this day and age. £400-500 a week with season tickets going to watch him. He's on 350 grand. They're working 40 hours a week and working hard. Some of them are probably working overtime to take the kiddies to the match as well and getting them a warm drink and a pie. It's costing them the earth. And he's just as lackadaisical as you like. Not quite as much as Martial, but not far off. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. I really do think, as I said last night, Ten Hag's probably going to be gone now. And I think if there's a good coach there, I thought he could do a good job. I think he still could. But he has to change. This is about not shouting at the players, not falling out with the players. He's got to tell them, right, next game you play like you did in the second half against Villa. If you don't, you're off. And we bring new players on. Be them reserves, be them from the reserves, be them kids, it doesn't matter. You bring that Hannibal on, they're looking at getting him out on loan now. He comes on, he's going to get booked to say within 5 minutes. Because he's at everyone's ankles, he's snapping away. But he never stops working. He never stops running. That's what you want. If you had 11 players doing that, even if we get beat, you're not going to be kicking your television over or if you go into the match wanting to kick God knows what on your way home. You're going to be happy that at least they've given blood, sweat and tears. But when they don't work as a collective and they just don't want to know, it's just soul destroying. Ten Hag has got to make them play that way. And if he can't do it, it's because they're not playing for him. So either way, he's got to go. If he can't make them do it, or if they're not prepared to do it, he's got to go. It's woeful. We are going to get better when players come back. There's no doubt about that. But we still need to work at it. We will get better because the squad will be stronger. But we still won't win enough games to get us where we want to be. We're well behind the 8 ball now. We're really, really, really struggling to get into Europe. With the better players back and a full squad, we will do better anyway. But if we don't work as we need to, we still won't do well enough. They need to work as a collective. The 11 players on that pitch and the ones that you bring on as subs. There's a bit of relief coming around the corner now, because I think if the goalie goes to, is it the African Nations Cup, we might get this Turkish lad in and see what he can do. Because I'm really worried about the goalie. So he might not get his place back when he comes back. Let's just hope the Turkey's a good player. And he might have realised now, after seeing what Diallo did, he's another one that's talking about going out on loan again. He might think, wait a minute, let's give Diallo a chance and see what he can do. Because I've seen some promising things last night of that boy. At least, as I say, he plays with his head up, he looks for a pass, and he plays everything forward. He's not just running down channels and getting lost, and getting caught with the ball in possession all the time. He hardly gets caught with the ball in possession, whereas Anthony gets caught all the time because he doesn't want the ball to leave his foot. Anyway, it's a worry, but as I say, Ten Hag's gone from not blaming injuries at all to now that's what it's all about. Ineos know that we're going to get better when the injured players come back. They know that. Well, do they? If they've watched that last night, I'm not sure that they do know it, Erik. I'm not sure that they do at all.